Hi, and welcome to the Beyond Files.
Ready to question reality? You're in the right place.
Let's dive in.
Did you guys know that a dude fell off the boat into the water with the animatronic shark in 1990? But that wasn't the worst thing that has happened on this ride. 2 years after that incident, in 1992, a teenager had jumped off the boat at this part of the ride and was bitten by the animatronic shark. Imagine being in the water with this guy. The kid was rescued, but he suffered so much blood loss by the time he got to the hospital that he had passed away. But before any of that even happened, technicians were in the water before the ride opened, and they were supposed to make sure the Jaws was more lifelike. And while working on him underwater, somehow the power got turned on, electrocuting all the underwater technicians. And hours later, staff came by to find their floating bodies, and they thought it was part of the ride. People say the ride is cursed, and since then, they've closed the ride and replaced it with a Harry Potter ride. People have gone on to say that this ride also experiences all kinds of difficulties, and the ride is still cursed. But what do you guys think?
Yikes.
I like Harry Potter. I like Jaws too, but Disney.
That's Universal.
Oh, this was Universal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. The first one looked like
It did.
Pennywise.
And then the second one, if I saw that out my window, I would be freaking out. I don't think I could just be casually recording it.
No. Do you see this?
Did you want to show us what you found earlier?
This is actually the VRBO that we're in. Again, Ty, great job booking weird places.
Apparently.
So
Nailing it. Selfish.
I grabbed this little board of the states because you know what I was going to do is just put a Sharpie through Gulf of Mexico and just say Gulf of America because I thought it'd be funny. And then when I pull it down, there's a two-way mirror there. How do I know it's two-way? Power flashlight. I don't know if you guys can get that on camera, but there's a pull string, tassel, and a black curtain behind that.
Like, I wonder if,
We
like, the
can't get to that
owners...
other room.
Could the owners have used this to watch their kids if it was a playroom before it was a pool hall or something?
Why would it be a two-way mirror?
Well, that's why I don't know. Like, why not?
Yeah, why not have a window?
It does seem kind of weird where you can almost...
This is somebody's room.
Maybe. I mean, it could be
Fuck
tonight.
around and find out room.
Blackmail room.
That makes you wonder what other shit in the house
You should
is.
show that other room too, because
Now we gotta go check all the mirrors because who knows, there could be somebody hiding in these walls. This place has secret places everywhere. I found a place behind a cabinet that looks like a child's place with a crayon in it, but it's a full room with a weird mini.
What happened to the crayon?
This is why I no longer stay at Airbnbs, even though this is a VRBO. I always feel like I'm being watched.
Yeah, have any of you ever experienced a place where you felt like you were being watched? Or you felt like the mirrors were two-way or something? Because that's creepy.
It is creepy. And I know it happens in hotels too.
Pellegrino, it literally says S Pellegrino. Spell agrino. Spell agree. Why did they cut off the word san? It's a spell of agreement. Or like Sunkissed. If you look at the Sunkissed logo, it doesn't say Sunkissed. It literally says Sin Kissed. Things like Albertsons is owned by Cerebrus, which is the three-headed dog of hell. And then you got Deathwater, Coca-Cola. Oh, it's named Coca-Cola because it came from Coca, because they used to put Coca in it. Gets its name from the demon Coca or El Cucuy. All refers back to like the coconut, which was a race of hairy demons that would kidnap children. And Santa Claus is actually the Cucuy, and he's the mascot for Coca-Cola or Die et Coke or Sierra Mist, which is the Mystics. They're putting it out there to tell you that these are the occultics people that are in control. Big Tobacco owns most of these companies. They are putting they're putting curses, they're putting poisons in these things. Like Dr. Pepper. Pepper means to be beaten.
Well, I've never liked Santa, so...
I think most of us know this already, that there's branding that coincides with symbolism, and everything seems to be poison nowadays anyway, right?
Yeah, and I heard that one water... They're putting curses on it.
Even my cat agrees.
Yeah, I think he's doing his own curse right now.
What's up, people of the internet? Alright, so y'all are not going to believe this. I mean, this is crazy. I don't know how I feel about it, but y'all check this out. Okay, so ever since I posted a couple videos of me using this black light, I've been getting black light videos on my For You page. And there's one guy, he tests different drinks like Monster. Monster glows so bright under one of these things right here. That gave me an idea. I started looking in my fridge and freezer, and y'all, this right here is a brand new, straight out of the freezer, like we got it 2 or 3 days ago, 6-pack of corn from our local grocery store. And y'all, I'm not making this up. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not showing y'all no name of this company, but I talked to one of my uncles, and I've Googled it. He said the only reason that he thinks it should be glowing like this, and he's real big into plants, and I mean, he's been doing it his whole life, was in the business forever, but he said it's either got a chemical on it or a chemical in the ground. I Googled it, and it said the only reason corn should be glowing under a UV light is because of a chemical in the ground. And it said it is very toxic to humans and animals. Y'all, I want y'all to watch this. This is so crazy. Like I said, I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm sharing it with y'all. We're not going to eat this. We was going to eat this. We've eat this brand plenty of times, but y'all watch this. Let me cut my light off. Y'all, these two pieces right here are not that bad. This one, yeah, I mean, look at that. But this middle piece, or this side piece over here, y'all, that's something out of Avatar.
Isn't all corn GMO anyway?
I was gonna say I don't feel good about corn in general.
I
try
love
not.
corn, though. I love the taste of corn.
I try not to eat it.
Really?
Yeah,
I like corn chips.
I like this little corn right here.
He's a corn.
Morgan Ashley live for us in studio tonight. Good evening, Morgan.
Good evening, Sean. So Representative Scott spoke this morning at a legislative committee in Boise. She's worried about the possibility that people are eating other people and may not know they're doing so. She says with the rise in human composting, which is legal in several states as a means of dealing with human remains, she was concerned about what other uses may be found. During today's meeting, she explains what finally convinced her to act.
I was on a plane this summer, and I was watching, you just kind of randomly go through channels, and I watched a video of some food show, and the 3 contestants tasted the food, and they had to guess what was in it. It was some kind of a sausage. And one of the options they told these people that was in the food was human flesh. And I thought, at that point, and this was on a plane this year, I thought, this is going to be normalized at some point. The way our society's going and the direction we're going, this is going to be normalized.
Those of us that are awake, those of us that watch these TikToks together, we know something's going on with the fast food joints, right?
Right, and a lot of meat is getting produced, but there's not enough animals to back that up.
Right. Maybe they're just trying to normalize this already. But it would be nice to have a cannibalism law. I just don't think they would abide.
Right.
Okay, let's see how long before this gets taken down, but hold up a damn minute. I just saw this girl's post that said, it's glitter, y'all. It's glitter. And I'm like, well, what's glitter? And I was reading the comments, and they're like, the stuff in the sky that's being sprayed, since if you look at it in the sunlight, it sparkles. And I guess they ran a test on it and said it's glitter. And then another comment said that the glitter is smart dust so that they can track us. And then another comment said, yeah, the glitter is made from people. And I'm like, hold up a damn minute, because I also learned that the way you make diamonds is by compressing carbon. That's how you make diamonds, is by compressing carbon. And people are carbon-based. Human beings, we're carbon-based. If you compress us, you can make us into diamonds. because both glitter and diamonds both refract and reflect sunlight. It's like a prism. And then what's weird about that is that I said to my parents like a week ago, randomly just came out of my mouth. I said, I bet that's where all the dead bodies are going. Is that, you know, when you cremate someone and you spray it like dust in the wind, I bet they're just spraying them in all the cloud seeding. I bet that's how they get rid of the human bodies and the people, besides the food and everything else we know about that. But like, holy crap.
Excuse me? All that glitters isn't gold?
That is an interesting conspiracy theory. Wink, wink.
That's creepy. I love glitter.
Puts a whole new spin on things, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, look at my art. My grandpa's in it.
We've never had a nose ring. There is a brand new Mandela effect, and it's whether the laughing cow has ever had a gold nose ring or not. But on my last video, even the laughing cow replied, we've never had a nose ring. But if you look on the comments on that same video, yes, she did. Yep, yes, yes. I remember the nose ring. Yes, I remember a nose ring. So I'm like, maybe we're just confusing it with the Chicago Bulls logo. But sorry to disappoint, there is no gold nose ring, which I really thought there was, so we could probably do a whole video on that. And I know marketing stuff changes all the time, so I went over to Google. Did the laughing cow ever have a nose ring? No, the laughing cow cheese, as portrayed in its branding, has never had a nose ring. And if you go over to their page, somebody else asked, yes, you had a nose ring, don't play with me. But even in their corporate offices, there's no nose ring on that image. Can't tell if the internet is gaslighting us or if we're gaslighting them at this point. I mean, I know this is all in good fun, but why does everybody remember the nose ring? Like everybody. Is there some other brand we're remembering, or is this an actual Mandela effect?
I used to buy laughing cow cheese a lot before I got off the dairy, and there was a nose ring. There was.
I think we're getting gaslit, folks.
We're getting super gaslit, and I don't know how they're getting away with this.
Chicago Bulls, I don't remember a nose ring. And I just know that because I used to draw that symbol a lot when I was younger, because Michael Jordan was big and all that. Space Jam.
Space Jam.
I know everybody needed to know these facts.
Listen, I don't know what to do with this information, but I found this at the thrift store today. It's a Bernstein Bears VHS, but it's EIN. EIN. It's EIN everywhere. There's like that Mandela effect, right? Where they say, oh, Bernstein Bears is always EIN. It's Bernstein, not Berenstain. But everything everywhere else says Berenstain. But this, it says Bernstein everywhere. What do I do with this information?
I know it's Berenstein, not Berenstain.
Mm-hmm.
Gaslit again.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think maybe he forged this or made it? It's probably easy to make.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So here's the Bernstein Bears tape. That's EIN. And it is in pretty good condition, but like, so is this airplane tape that I have. So I guess it could just be that it was taken care of. It says EIN all over the place. And I got my stand so that I can take this out in one take. It says, focus, come on. It says EIN on there too. I even have a VCR here so we can try this out. A little harder to do in one take here. But, let's see. Yep. Bernstein. And it even has it on the back, like in the tiny text. It all says Bernstein. What's going on?
Either that is the most elaborate hoax ever, or CERN has totally taken us through a portal of time and we're on a different timeline, or we're being gaslit.
Yeah, something ain't right.
It ain't right.
Everyone needs to know what is happening in China right now. For the last 70 days straight, China have been experiencing the most extreme heat event in world history, and for some reason, no one is talking about it. Lakes and rivers have dried up, crops have been killed, factories have been closed, and this heat wave is still raging on. Just for perspective, this is the lake bed of China's largest freshwater source, and this is the state of the third largest river in the world. On top of that, 66 of their other rivers have dried up completely. In the daytime, you're seeing temperatures of 45 degrees Celsius, and at night, you're not even getting a break as it's hovering around a staggering 34 degrees. A weather historian said that there is nothing in the world's climatic history which is even minimally comparable to what is happening in China right now. He says that it combines the most extreme intensity with the most extreme length with an incredibly huge area all at the same time. And the effects of something this extreme is going to affect us all. I mean, we saw the prices of food, fuel, and energy soar due to the situation.
Y'all, I can't handle that. I am just a Scottish-Irish girl who belongs in the chilly, wet Highlands. And that's like 115, 18 degrees in the day and 90 something at night. We're in Fahrenheit here in the States, so.
And that is strange because I have not heard that at all. I haven't even seen it on TikTok or anything. Have you?
No, not until now, but
Yeah.
I do know that we're entering right now a heat wave that's sweeping across the states. And they were warning people in Texas, Nevada, New Mexico not to drink coffee because it will dehydrate them. And right now you need to be extremely hydrated. So stay cool, friends, and let's hope for no rolling blackouts.
It is just so depressing because we just went from no sun, cold, extreme, and we're just diving into extreme heat. We don't get any normal middle ground. And it's just been raining still.
The Eucharistic miracle of Buenos Aires, August 18th, 1996, in this one church in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Someone found the consecrated host or communion, like the bread part, and the way to dispose of that, because it's been blessed, took it and he placed it in a cup of water basically and put it back into the tabernacle. But then on August 26th, 30 days later, he opened it up and what he saw was the consecrated host, the bread, looked like it had blood on it and it had not dissolved at all. And he's like, what in the world? And so he brought in Jorge, who is Pope Francis. He showed him on September 6th. Pope Francis was basically like, take pictures of it, document it, because this is crazy, because it wasn't dissolving. If anything, it was actually looking like it was growing and like turning into flesh. So they sent it to this guy, Dr. Frederick, in New York, and he examined the sample and concluded that it was human heart muscle tissue. He ran the blood type. The blood type, it was a AB blood. What is a crazy coincidence is AB blood is also the same blood type that was found in the Shroud of Turin.
Shut up right now.
It's not been disproven ever, but the Vatican has also never made an official statement on it.
That's so scary. I literally was taking communion yesterday. That just runs through my mind of the Eucharist and all that stuff, and like it actually turning into flesh and like that stuff like that. Like, I love that. It's just something like there's something supernatural about it, and that takes it to a whole.
Wow, I never heard that before.
I don't know how I feel about that. Would you eat that?
A lot of people do.
Yeah. Could you just talk that into anything you eat?
Ah, blessings and tensions.
Yeah.
Now that's food for thought.
Allowed to go into the Vatican to see all the cryogenically frozen popes, because one of them was my name, Consalvi. My father's name is a Roman name, Consalvi.
Did you go in?
Yeah, and that I got because it was on my passport, Consalvi.
So you saw the frozen popes?
I saw all the frozen popes.
Was it wild?
Terry Bozio came with me, and Terry says, "Can we take a Polaroid?" I'm like, "Terry, you're serious, right?" We went in with scarves on. Terry's like, "Get the scarf up over his nose." It pumps like this. And all these popes are above your head, like eye level, up in these clear caskets, dressed to the nines in their pupa. And they're all.
Did you see your ancestor?
Yeah, and I stood right next to him, and so So we leave we see and we do all this stuff, paperwork, all sign to get in, get out, and all this stuff. Yeah. And then Consalvi, the Pope, is all over the Vatican. He's in the walls, the whole 9 yards, right? So we go back to Frank's, the hotel, and Frank's Zappa says to Terry, well, does she look like the Pope? Terry goes, she looks exactly like him. She looks exactly like him. They stood standing next to each other. I couldn't believe it.
It's not beyond belief, but she's a little, little. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. That's pretty rad.
Yeah, that's some Christ energy.
That is some
right
Christ
there.
consciousness going right into the doves.
Because why do those doves want to be scaling the wall like that? It seems.
Yeah.
And there's 3, which is significant too.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Trinity.
All right. It is June the 10th, and look at this in the sky. So I was out here last night and I caught something unexplainable. It was definitely something in front of the moon, and I come out here tonight and look at this. That looks like it's a cross in the sky. So I'm gonna zoom in upon it and look at that. Look at that. It looks like I don't know. This is unexplainable, but it's very beautiful. So it looks like an opening or a cloud behind the clouds. Now, right here, look. I want y'all to understand that is definitely a cross. This is not a filter. It is 3:26 in the morning. I just wanted to come out here and see what I could record. And wow, that's a cross. Hold on. In the sky, as you can see, this is not a filter. That is beautiful. Signs in the sky.
One of my friends actually took a picture and sent it to me and had that same thing in her picture. And that was here locally. So something's going on. Oh, this is the end, beautiful friend.
It feels like a sign. I've never seen a formation like that before. Right over the moon, too.
What is the strangest way somebody could become possessed? For me, the most odd thing that happened was a guy named John who was trying to open his third eye by watching a YouTube video. Jeez. Now, you think, YouTube, how could that hurt somebody? Well, it wasn't the YouTube, it was the demon that was coming through the YouTube video, and he felt it go in him, and that was the beginning. That guy was years. Really? We worked with him for years, and then he finally got arrested and thrown in prison, so I couldn't even see him anymore, but that was the worst case.
Speaking of YouTube...
You are now being mesmerized and possessed.
Thanks for watching our TikTok compilations with us. If you like what you see, could you help support our channel by hitting the like button, the subscribe, and the little notification bell? So that keeps you in the loop every time we drop a new video. And if you're new here, welcome.
Oh, an entire neighborhood had their phones taken over for about 2 minutes, and on there it also said, "We are the Anunnaki. We are here." What? Yeah, first there was a military base that had this happen, and of course everything gets pushed under the rug and hushed, and now it happened in Michigan in a small town, in a neighborhood, and they said after their phones were taken over and this happened, they all saw flashing lights outside. This was about 10 o'clock at night, so they went outside to see this flashing light. It was a huge ball of like plasma, they said, and it just sat there hovering, watching them. They all said that they could hear telepathically something or someone talking to them saying, "We are here to save you." Oh, goody. Then this gigantic plasma ball vanished. Okay.
Remember this happened like a week or two ago?
Yep.
With the military base.
Mm-hmm.
Now what's going on?
They are making their presence known.
Do you guys think this is a hack? Or do you think something otherworldly is pinging off the satellites and bringing messages or warnings into humanity?
And do you think the Anunnaki have arrived, or do you think they ever left?
Dragon?
Okay. Like, okay. We're just not going to talk about that?
How? Is it a dragon? Is it a UFO? Is it a tornado that picked it up and dropped it on a golf course? I don't understand how.
Or what about that theory?
What theory?
It says something in the Bible about the waters. They separated the waters.
The firmament.
Yeah. So did something slip through?
the sharks from the firmament?
Yeah.
What I'm about to show you is probably the craziest thing I've ever seen on the internet. Take a look. Okay, so we've all heard about this company, right? Sure that it does ring a bell. Good. So, Google Translate, Latin to English, nothing crazy. Now let's put a few spaces in between those letters and see what happens. Alright, nothing too crazy so far. And I'll check this out. You cannot make this shit up. Just try it out. Try it yourself. You'll see. And let me know what you think.
Not that I doubt this at all, but how do you figure that out? How do you sit and put spaces in between letters and go, now this creates this?
Who thinks of that?
Right.
It could be a reach. How they said Lewis Carroll is Jack the Ripper, because if you take all the words from his writings and you switch all the letters around,
oh wow,
it can mean something about Jack the Ripper, which you can do with a lot of writing.
That's a lot.
Did you know some malls have been abandoned for so long that they have become completely self-sustaining aquariums? Look at all these fish. This is sickening. Also, I'm going to use this video to talk about how traumatized I am by seeing escalators flooded in the water. But yeah, no, abandoned malls, one of my worst icks ever, but especially when they are flooded. I don't know what is so creepy about this. Like just the dilapidated place of one place that was like so full of life and so beautiful and where people, you know, went to have fun and go shopping. And now it's just this. Like here's the 3 different escalators on top of each other, one leading into disgustingness with all these fish and like nothing wrong with fish. I love fish, but like that's creepy. This photo, icky. I don't like this one. I don't like this one at all. It's not abandoned, but it's still creepy. And who wants to go down the escalator into some sharks? Not me. And this one, I just don't like this at all. Are you scared of abandoned places? What is the worst abandoned type place that you're scared of? I don't like abandoned amusement parks and abandoned malls. Those are my 2 biggest ones.
So I read the comments on this, and apparently a lot of those pictures come in from Asia, and they put the fish in there.
Oh.
Why? To keep the debris down, like the algae and certain things with its own little ecosystem.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't even know if that's true, but
it's weird. It reminds me of The Last of Us or something.
Yeah, it does.
So they coming up with a new prison that allows inmates to serve years of their sentence in just a matter of minutes. So the criminals is going to have a choice to spend tens of years behind bars, or they can make the choice to get the artificial memory implanted into their brain. So this process is called Cognify. And the intent of it is to treat the criminal like a patient. They're going to try to change the person's brain chemistry. After this process, when they re-enter society, they will be new and reformed, and they won't even be capable of committing any other crime. The chip can make the patient feel empathetic. Depending on the severity of the crime, the chip can also make you feel the emotional and physical pain of the victim and the family members. You can feel what they felt. So the process only takes about 7 minutes. But to the patient, it seemed like it had been years. Last year, the U.S. government spent $8.7 billion taxpayers' dollars on the prison. They say with this new prism, they can save money for health care, education. Also, they feel that it will be so many reformed people that doesn't commit crimes. Y'all leave in the comments and tell me what y'all think about this. Do y'all think this is actually going to work? Or do y'all think that they're creating something that they don't even know that they're creating? Y'all leave in the comments and tell me what y'all think.
This is a lot to unpack.
If you just erase their memory, then they still committed that crime and they're still just getting off free.
And how do we know that they don't come out even worse?
Right.
Like something snaps in them and they become even crazier.
There's some weird mind control.
Or there's physical issues with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's scary.
It is. I don't like it.
Back again with another real ghost caught on camera. This photo was originally posted to Reddit and was taken by a family who was on a trip to Malaysia. They had just gotten to their hotel, just kind of hanging out after a long trek, and they were going through their family group chat, and the group chat wanted to know if they had made it there safely. So the mother takes this picture of the TV just to show, hey, we got here, we're just hanging out. And then the brother in the group chat noticed this guy in the mirror. So who's he? Apparently that's no one that is in their family, just a random bystander that I don't think I'd be able to stay in this hotel room if I were them. I hope they left. That's all I have to say.
No.
No.
Nope.
Gotta go.
We need a new room.
May this evil never find me.
So I found another scary ass picture I shouldn't have zoomed in on, but you know I did, and you know I'm going to share it with you guys. Hold on. And you know I did this in the morning. Too chicken shit to look at this at night. So this was posted on a paranormal Facebook page, and it said that they stopped on a road trip in Yosemite and they were taking pictures of wildlife. And initially I thought it was like those weird legs that are under, like, did they run over somebody? But then I read the caption and it's just like boots and a blanket. And then he said that they were going through the pictures and they noticed this face. I'm like, what face? What face? Where? What? Who? How? Where? And it's some place here by the car. I didn't really see it at first, so of course I zoomed in. Tell me that's a sunshade with Wednesday Addams on it, because what the fuckity fuck? And I know there's a lot of fake pictures. This could easily be fake because it's just a little bit too clear. However, whenever I see fake pictures, the ghost is always kind of the focal point. Here, you could have easily missed this. It's giving Black-Eyed Children.
I would need a new pair of underpants.
It's a good thing you didn't see it until later.
Yeah.
Picture this. You're outside doing yard work and your neighbor calls you and says, I don't know what's about to fly over you, but something's about to fly over you. So get your camera ready and get ready to capture it. So you do, and lo and behold, this flies over your house. Here's a close-up of it. Do you recognize what this is? I was like, what the heck is that? Well, the people who filmed this, they recognized what it was immediately. It's an owl with a hobby horse. Allegedly, the owl must have stolen a hobby horse from someone. I don't know. Maybe the owl saved up. He worked odd jobs around town and he bought the hobby horse. Who am I to judge? Anyway, this owl has allegedly been riding the airwaves with this hobby horse all over town for months. Have you ever heard of anything like that? I have never heard of anything like that. If you have, let me know in the comments below.
Giddy up.
I love this. I think every owl should have a hobby horse.
Maybe it's a witch owl. That's its broom that it uses to fly.
What type of demonic shit is Ronald? What didn't happen? Oh my.
Why?
What happened? Did Ronald enter a nuclear facility?
It's his true form.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
his demon form.
Could be.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and watching more of our strange, unusual content. If there's anything that you want to send it our way, email us at tothespiritpod@gmail.com. We'd love to see your photos, your videos, and even hear your stories as well. And check out our audio podcast. We always have new, fresh content and stories that nobody else has covered and our own insights. So give it a listen. Until next time.